The war in Ukraine has entered a critical moment. After a high-stakes meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin in Alaska, the world expected a ceasefire. Instead, there's no deal, only vague talk of progress. And now, President Volodymyr Zelensky is flying to Washington, flanked by European leaders, for what could be the most important summit of this war. Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. On Friday, Donald Trump sat down with Vladimir Putin in Anchorage, Alaska. The world braced for a breakthrough. Trump himself had promised he wouldn't leave without a ceasefire agreement. But by Sunday, the tone had shifted. Trump's envoys described the meeting not as a failure, but as a step toward peace. Steve Witkoff, a billionaire real estate developer turned Trump envoy, told CNN that Putin offered concessions on 5 regions of Ukraine, though details were vague. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, also present, said progress was made but admitted, "We are not at the edge of a peace agreement, we're still a long way off." Then came Trump's bombshell on social media. He declared that Ukraine would never join NATO and should give up on reclaiming Crimea, the peninsula annexed by Russia in 2014. Trump wrote, "President Zelensky can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to. No NATO, no Crimea." For Zelensky, this sets the stage for an incredibly difficult trip to Washington. He's arriving at the White House already boxed in by Trump's public statements. Ukraine currently faces a brutal reality. Russia controls nearly 20% of its territory, including most of Donetsk, almost all of Luhansk, and all of Crimea. Kiev has always rejected the idea of land concessions, calling them a reward for Russian aggression. And Zelensky has repeatedly said NATO membership is essential for Ukraine's security. But now, as he prepares to meet Trump, Zelensky faces the challenge of avoiding another Oval Office humiliation like in February, when Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance accused him of being ungrateful. This time, Zelensky won't be alone. European leaders including Germany's Friedrich Merz, France's Emmanuel Macron, Britain's Keir Starmer, and Italy's Giorgia Meloni will stand at his side. They plan to push back against any US-Russia deal that trades Ukrainian land for so-called peace. Instead, they want to reaffirm support for Ukraine's territorial integrity and explore security guarantees outside NATO. Still, it's unclear whether Trump's version of these guarantees would truly protect Ukraine, or simply freeze the conflict on Russia's terms. According to Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff, Russia floated concessions on 5 regions, but also pushed claims on Donbas territory not currently occupied. Putin's long-term aim remains clear: securing recognition of his territorial gains, weakening NATO's eastward expansion, and fracturing Western unity. Russian diplomats have said they too want security guarantees, making clear that any peace plan would not just shield Ukraine, but also lock in protections for Moscow. Fighting continues across Ukraine even as negotiations play out. Zelensky will meet Trump and European leaders at the White House on Monday in what could define the next phase of the war. Will Ukraine be pressured into concessions it has long rejected? Will Trump's proposed security guarantees satisfy Kiev and its allies? Or will Russia use the talks to cement its gains while avoiding real accountability? For now, there's no ceasefire, no land swap deal, just uncertainty, and the knowledge that millions of Ukrainian lives hang in the balance. The Alaska summit was billed as a breakthrough. Instead, it set the stage for even tougher questions. As the world watches Washington, one thing is clear: peace in Ukraine is still a long way off. This is a developing story. Subscribe to stay updated as the talks unfold, and let us know in the comments. Should Ukraine accept concessions for peace, or hold the line at any cost?